Welcome from the drive to the driveway, the new podcast. We are here. You could have been here. Are you here? You could be anywhere you want to be, but you're here with us tonight. Welcome aboard. Let's take this ride and have all the fun in the world as we discuss a whole bunch of different situations and all types of things. Positivity. With the Lord, we're gonna go with the Lord. We're gonna have the Lord here, present regularly. So we're gonna have a nice, positive, clean environment here. All right, sit back. I hope you enjoy the ride. Let's have some fun, people. Yeah.
I am Big Chris. Original Midnight Rocker. I'm just here to add a little salt and pepper, extra seasoning, basil, and things of that nature. A little oregano, a little oil and vinegar. Follow me up.
Yes, sir. Welcome aboard again, guys. First episode we launching tonight. We're gonna talk about entitlement with the children and all age groups. Them, how they grew up, how they're growing up. Versus how we grow up, So I want, like I said, I want you guys to sit back and just enjoy the ride. Okay. Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome. How we all doing today, fellas?
I'm doing quite well. I'm online looking for a fantasy egg.
A nice fantasy egg.
Yeah. But for now, let's stay on topic.
Yes, sir.
I was just about to ask you what was fantasy egg.
You might have to bleep that out, but it is what it is.
Hey, that's what the editing button is for.
A little common sense, I would know what it is,
Yeah, hey guys, man. These two guys on my left and my right, they just introduced themselves,
See, Mick, man, that's who I be, man.
Hey, they call me the one and only Mac. I'm the one and true. No, not the one and only, but I got my brother on the left of me. We are the true Macs for the McMillan boys.
Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? So, we here. We're just going to, like I said before, we're here just to, to bridge the gap. To bridge the gap pretty much from the generation that we grew up versus today. And we're going to start talking about entitlement, And entitlement, man, nowadays, for some of the kids that, that we come across every day, I mean, hey, I think every one of them is just like spoiled, man. Spoiled brats. I know, and I say that to say part of that is because of all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, most adults in parenting, I blame it, mostly on the parenting. You know what I'm saying? Because and the name of the podcast is, like I said, is from the drive to the driveway. I feel with the drive that got out the hood, where we used to be back then, versus what our children are today, and I feel
A bunch of pansies.
you know what I mean? But I feel like they all just,
even from a mentality point of view, because you can still live in the hood,
Yes.
but your mentality has to be driveway.
Yes.
Kind of like a metaphor. So, but actually, from the hood, from the bottom,
the drive,
to a better life.
the driveway.
That's, that's where we're coming from with most of that. Just so you know, for the how you say, audio impaired.
Again, man, I'm not gonna bash, this generation. I'm not here to do that.
Yeah, me neither.
I just want to, like I said before, bring light to it and how we can make things better for them. You know what I'm saying? Because the way I feel, the way they're moving right now is just
Aimlessly.
Yeah, and like I said, they have a sense where somebody owes them something, and I'm not a big fan of that. you know, and I look at what my life was coming up.
Yeah, it was no tender loving care.
You know, and not even just not tender loving care. It's just we never really had anything growing up, and anything that we got growing up, like
That's my point. No tender loving care, man.
Yeah.
You know, we grew up hard, man.
oh, facts.
You know,
Yeah, things
concrete,
were a little difficult.
Crack
you know.
valves every day coming out your head, buck shots, you know, duck and dodge. You know what I mean? We talk, they live a better life than we do. They ain't got to run for roaches, rats.
That's facts.
You know what I mean?
But we put them in that position. You know, we put them in a better position, and so much so that a lot of them feel like
We owe them something.
that was owed to me. So you're not doing anything special. That was owed to me anyway. But you haven't done the work. You haven't learned half of things you need to learn. And it's not so much education. It's more life skills you're gonna need. And that's where the entitlement part comes in. You haven't learned enough to be entitled to anything.
Absolutely.
because that was my thing exactly. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're the one, like, that's why I said, like, the parenting is the fault for why they are who they are today, because we didn't want them to go through what we went through. So in the meantime, as we were getting older and we started having kids, we didn't necessarily explain. I don't think a lot of people sat down and really with their spouses actually sat there and explained things like, you know, how we gonna, you know, raise our kids, how we gonna reward them. But like I said, I don't think we necessarily. I don't know about you, Big. You're a little older than us, and you had children before we did. Mm-hmm. Did you sit down with your lady and you know, did you guys sit down and explain, like, how would you reward children? How would they get certain things and you know, things like that?
Well, not so much formally sitting down, but you have a plan of how you want to reward them for certain things, what they have to take care of, trying to instill certain things in them. But again, the generation that I came up in was the last generation to be chastised by the neighborhood.
Facts.
So it was us, and we were young, and help from mothers and aunts and grandmothers and all of those kind of things. So no, we didn't sit down formally, and that's the issue. The generation before that is responsible for the generation now is the problem. You know, I've said it before. If I had taken the time to do or attempt to do everything that was done for me, then my children wouldn't have been in the circumstances that they're in, that led to the circumstances the generation now is in. You know, I feel really for my granddaughter, because at this point, does she feel entitled? She may not express it, but she expects certain things, and that's where the entitlement comes in. You know?
Yes, sir.
I mean, she does everything we ask her to do. Good grades. She behaves.
Yep.
You know, she minds her business. She minds her tongue. So those are one of the you know, the few and far between. But that's because of the trickle down from what I was taught and what I was able to squeeze out, because again, I had no clue what I was doing. And everybody's helping, but you don't get a lot of everybody's helping in every household. You know, sometimes it's just one parent trying to keep the lights on, and children fending for themselves. You know, but in situations where the child has everything they need, they don't know the road that the other person is, and that's where the entitlement, like, you're entitled to all of this. No, I'm giving this to you because I want you to have it. I want you to be in a better position. This is not just because you earned it. You need to.
I just had a conversation with my little girl about that.
Yeah, you need to button it down.
I had it. You know, she gets whatever she asks for, she gets. You know what I'm saying? She don't ask for much, and everything she does in school is 100 and better, man. I get it, you know. But you know, as a parent, I give. You know, and she thinks that's all she has to do is get good grades, and I get it. Yeah, that is one of the number one things.
But man, that's their job, man.
But that's my point.
Yes.
You know, just because you're getting good grades don't mean you have to get something in return, because that's a given. You gotta do that because you need that to grow. Yeah. You know, so I say that to say, I try, I give her what she needs, but let me ask this young lady just to sweep a floor or to do her chores. It is a big issue. She don't want to talk now. She shuts down. And where is that in the book says, that's okay. That's not okay. And me being the parent that I am, I won't stand for that.
I'm not going to stand for it neither.
I'm not going to stand for that because I'm not gonna raise you like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna earn your way just like my black tail did.
That's right.
You gotta earn your way just like everybody else gotta earn. Just because you get good grades don't mean you get everything.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because again, that's for you. You know what I mean? And your future. So.
And I feel the same exact way because I feel like a lot of these guys, man, they get so much, and to me, that's where the expectation comes from. Exactly. Because they get so much, and they feel like most of the time, like they don't got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like I remember like back when when I had my son, when I first had my son, bro. No matter what I did, my wife and I went, we would go somewhere, just shop, just go to the malls. Always bring this guy back about 1 to 2 pair of kicks, and like every time he was the only one. So at that time, so I didn't really mind. I was like, all right. Plus we used to get deals on sneakers. Go to the Nike outlet, all that. Mm-hmm. So but I would say this. He was kind of like the crash dummy because at the end of the day, he got it the toughest because he was the first child, and we didn't really know how to raise no kids, but I know from the morals that we grew up on, mm-hmm. I was raising him on to be a hard worker, to get your grades up in school, always keep your grades up, and I'm on it because that's what my father did to us. Like, he kept us like education was numero uno. Yep, for him, yep. You feel me? And you don't get that from too many parents. You know what I'm saying? No. Like especially we grew up in our household before we lost our father. We grew up with a 2-parent household. Yeah. And they both my father was real adamant about you getting good grades. So he really didn't mind buying, if he had the money, because back then you already know.
Yeah, things were tough.
Things was mad tough. So, but I remember, like I'm quite sure you do, Big, like going to school. You only had but 1 pair of sneakers the whole entire year.
Yeah.
So, I look at it like, yo, listen, with my oldest, I feel I gave him everything. But then, I feel like as a parent, we started to slack as we got older, started getting everything and not caring what he was bringing home as far as grades, doing chores and stuff to the bed. Because that's where I got, my father used to always say, don't half-ass nothing. Don't half-step. Bro, they'll literally they'll literally just half-ass it all the way through their chores.
Yeah, the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
And expect everything.
And expect everything for doing nothing.
For doing nothing.
You didn't do the job. It's not done.
Brother.
You did. All I need is 100% of what you were supposed to do.
100%.
But for the most part, it's 60, 70%.
Yep.
Then they got to get back to this. They got to get back to that. They have feelings.
Yep.
That's where the entitlement comes in. I don't know which generation is to blame, but I think it's just something that trickled down.
It's us.
Now where we are is, not for nothing. Like when I came up, my family was broken apart, of mother and father that way, and I was the only one out of the 5 that ended up with my grandmother and grandfather. So I know for a little while what it's like for 1 pair of shoes, but when I lived with them, it was a new pair whenever my grandfather got something new.
Copy.
I ate whenever he ate. Yeah. I got a new coat when he got a new coat, and he got a new coat every other week.
Yep.
He's a bishop, so I didn't really encounter some of the things that my siblings did. They pick at me about it to this day. But I always had respect for everything that I received because my grandfather worked. My grandfather used to come home with holes in his hand because he drove a dump truck when there was no power steering back then.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Similar to my grandfather.
you know. So those are the things. Like that's the entitlement part. Like you think you're entitled to this, but you're not paying homage or respect to what it took to get what you're getting.
Nothing.
You don't understand that I gotta drive to work for 50 minutes. Then I gotta deal with everything that goes on the job.
Absolutely.
And make sure you're okay when I get home.
Absolutely.
But all you're thinking about
is
yourself at the time. You know, for that one little thing, there's always moments where there's love in the house, without a doubt. But you're focused on that one little thing of how fresh you can look when you get to school.
That's a fact.
Or what new electronic piece you need, or what new phone you want. And I've heard of children throwing tantrums when they can't use social media.
Oh yeah, I seen that the other
day. Use a rabbit and you gotta be out of your rabbit ass mind. I don't have to deal with it now. My children are a little older, but I can relate, you know, and I can sympathize with some of the adults now, and it's difficult because the family structure is diminished right now.
Very, very much so in a major way.
You know, so they're up against a lot. The kids are up against a lot, but at the same time, that's when you should be more understanding of what it takes to maintain or get or obtain some of the stuff that you want and the way you want to live.
That's a fact. Instead of running around saying SMD to SMD, you know.
I don't even know what that means. I know what it means, but I don't know what it means because you can't really be saying that to an adult.
You can't.
I know.
I watched something that happened today to a fellow coworker of mine, and oh man, this was crazy. The kid was so disrespectful to him. He said, "Yo, shut the F up, or I smack the ish out you." This man says about 6'4", 300 pounds easily. Hands big as all out.
Grown man.
This was a young kid talking to a grown man.
That's 6'4"?
6'4", 300 pounds, brother. Like, and his whole hand, one slap or one tap on the schnozola. Send him. You know, but I just don't understand. Back in the day, if you even said what the wrong way to a grown up, your teeth would be on the ground.
You got to watch your tone. And what I was going to say when you were saying what you said was, if I had said SMD to my father, and he knew what I meant, my father might still be alive because he would still be in jail eating 3 meals a day and no drugs and alcohol. I believe it. And I wouldn't be here taping this podcast right now.
That's a fact.
He would have ended up taking my head completely off.
Mine too.
So,
yo, man,
that's the thing. It's like, Big Ralph would still be here. Yeah. 82 years old, locked up, killed his son because his son said SMD.
And it's funny because, you know, this is what I tell my daughter all the time, because my daughter thinks like she can just walk around just like saying and doing whatever she wants. And I'm looking at her sometimes. I'm looking like, damn, man, do you really understand like what you be saying and what you be doing? She really literally looks at you like, nah, but what did I didn't say anything.
Totally bliss because they're so comfortable in that state right now.
But the comfortability, to me, I have to remind her like, yo, listen, I am not your friend. Absolutely. I'm your father. Like, watch who you say. Don't even say that to my wife. Don't say what, why. Don't do none of that. Yeah. Don't suck your teeth. She's known for doing that. And I gotta like, yo, do I gotta constantly tell you like who you talking to? You know what I'm saying?
Tell them.
Then when I spaz, like, you know, like start to yell and not even yelling, I'm just telling her about herself. She don't like lectures.
You can't be stern.
You feel me? She don't like lectures, so she start crying because and mind you, she almost grown, and I'm telling her like, yo, who you saying what to? I said like, there's a door right there though. I said you go out that door. I said you can talk to whoever you want to talk to, like that. Your friends. All of them, but you cannot talk to no adult or my wife or myself, definitely not us. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. And to me, for her, I'm like, I always got to explain myself to her all the time. And she seems like she just like oblivious to it, man. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about.
The thing is, I don't believe that they don't care. I don't think that they're that insensitive. The generation, the whole generation.
Yeah.
But I think that they're in a state where they're able to say what they feel.
Yes. Yep.
What's on your mind? You have a voice. I mean, what voice do they have? They can't vote yet. They don't really have a voice. Do they have a voice at 14?
This is why I constantly tell them, you sit around and say these things, SMD, this and that, but you don't. If I told you to go pay your own cell phone,
that's a fact.
Do you know how to pay a mortgage? Do you have money to pay for a mortgage? I don't think so.
How can you? Where do you get off feeling that you're comfortable enough in this relationship between adult and child to speak to me in that manner?
Yes, sir.
Where did that level of comfort come from?
Comfortability.
Yeah, where did you get so comfortable
that
you can talk like that to an adult?
They listen to too much.
And whose
Drake.
fault is it? Like, who's gonna dial that back?
Yeah.
And how do we dial it back? Because, like I said, the generation before me took care of me.
Facts.
My generation didn't do it, and it's getting worse as we go. So now, what is this generation gonna do?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where is the next generation going to be at?
Yeah.
Or is somebody 20 years down the line at 38 going to be doing a podcast on
Big. I feel like,
on
honestly,
the same subject? Is it going to get even worse in 20 years?
And honestly, Big, this is why I wanted us to do this podcast, man. Like I said, to bridge the gap. And you know what I mean? And just bring things to life for these kids. Like I said in the beginning, I was joking and stuff. Like we talking about kids and stuff. But like I said, you know, I don't wanna bash them. What I'm saying is, like, I don't wanna bash them. I just wanna get bridge the gap. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And teach them now. And I want everybody across America to listen to the podcast and listen to us, you know, us young old men. You know what I'm saying? And understand and make them understand, these kids, that, you know, you just can't say and do whatever you want. You're not going to get everything you want. But, you know what I'm saying? But listen, like, when you said, Big, like, you don't know where it came from, brother, it came from us. That's hence the drive to the driveway. We're the drive, though.
But this is what I feel, man. We sitting on here saying that. But what it is the coddling gotta stop.
Yeah.
The enabling gotta stop.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going on. We too soft on them. It ain't. Yo, I keep hearing, you know, all of this, and yeah, you gotta help them do this and help them do that. I understand they're in a better predicament where everybody can be helped, but no one helped us.
It's not.
That's a fact.
Okay, they're in a better predicament, right?
They're in better predicament.
But all I'm asking is to understand and respect what put you in that position.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That just didn't come from you being born.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
So you have to respect where it came from.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, then that's called entitlement.
Like I get it, man. I just feel like, man, I hear a lot about this situation, man, but I just hear, you know, it's just that everybody's too soft. Everybody, you can't say nothing no more. Oh, you know, but you know, it's crazy, man. I want to say something, but I really can't. But it's just like, yo, man, they gotta be taught, man. They gotta be taught, and it's enough coddling and more teaching.
But that's what I'm saying. This is why we on this platform. Because again, hopefully we can get to parents, we can get to some kids if they look at it. Because like I said, hopefully, you know, in the future we start getting some of the older kids, 18-year-olds and up, to come on the show.
And they need balance.
Oh, that's what I do. That's what I do.
They need balance from both.
But you got to
get the nurturing for the regular way it's supposed to go. Nurturing from the mom and getting that toughness and that tough love from dad.
But
you do need mom.
Yeah, but they need nurturing from us too, though. We can't be the. I don't want to be the bad guy all the time, bro.
I don't want to be the bad guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you can't just have nurture over it. Yeah, that's their natural instinct. Yeah, the women.
That's why I say balance.
Yeah, the balance. Yeah, but balance too. It needs to be balanced for us as well. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Because I don't know about you. I don't like yelling and telling these kids because I feel like you remember back in the day when they used to say it'll hurt you more than it hurt us. Like when you gotta get that whooping
this is hurting me more than it is you, and I never understood that because I'm the one getting beat.
You feel me?
You know what I mean? Wait, what you mean? How does this hurt you at all?
At all?
But once I ended up beating my child, I understood because now, okay, I'm inflicting everything that I'm trying to protect them from.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You spend your life for 15 years trying to make sure don't nobody choke them out, but you here choking them out.
Yeah.
You know, I lifted them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as old as he had gotten at that point, I'm looking him in the face and all I could see is him at 4.
Yeah.
So now you got to let him go because you're doing the same thing. And that's where we kind of punked out as a generation because my father, once he picked me up, I'd have had to take a couple of blows and everything and then go sit down and be dared to shed a tear because I ain't really did nothing to you yet.
That is a fact.
So
I remember that like it was yesterday.
But now it's abuse. So
yeah.
So the ones that they got regular beatings ended up as lawyers and in politics and made it so that you can't do what you've been doing and what we've been doing at home, taking care of our kids at home, chastising our kids at home, showing them which way they should go at home. Now they got to get us somewhere else. When they get us somewhere else, then
America's a funny place.
We get right where we are.
America's a funny place. You can't beat your kids, but they'll beat the shit out of your kids.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Pardon me for saying crap.
Yeah,
they'll take them to a Bing, give them a couple rib shots, they work their ribs real good.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it works.
Talk about fillet the rib,
a little mouse under the eye,
Nah, but what I'm saying is too, like for the most part, again, it needs to be a balance. That balance it needs to be between mother and father. The father shouldn't be the bad guy all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being the bad guy. I'm the lecturer. That's what my daughter hates it because I got to lecture her, tell her about herself, and put her in her place all the time because she really don't get. I don't understand how many times I have to explain it to her.
Because you know why?
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't no more common sense.
Nah, that's a fact. That's another thing. That's another thing. Common sense. There is no common sense in this generation. They do not have common sense.
Because we used to get tightened up. Now you talking to them. You actually
know what I'm saying?
What the world says you do today, which, I really don't, I hear about a lot of people saying therapy, this, therapy.
Facts.
I get it. That's their way. But my therapy is Jesus Christ. Because
Early.
Know why? Because you know why?
Praise Jesus.
Because therapy, everybody's they need to talk it out, So he's the one that can fix it.
Yeah.
You're the only one.
He's the only one that can fix it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, when you say there ain't no common sense, they don't have common sense. They don't have common sense, but they don't know Jesus either. 95% of these kids don't know Jesus because, hence, again, from the drive to the driveway. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like the parents don't know Jesus,
and a lot, and that's our fault.
Facts,
and we always have to argue and I don't like to talk about religion a lot, but we always have to argue. My religion, you can find so many lies in my Bible. You can do this, you can do that, you can do that, you can do this. But I never say anything about what you believe in or how you believe in it.
Yep.
Never.
When I get a chance to witness to an individual about what I believe in and how I believe in my level of faith, then I do so. But I don't understand how some of these religions go about their business ridiculing what I believe in the whole time trying to get me to believe what they believe in is the right way to believe. And that's a whole generation of individuals my age. So if you, and that's spewing hate, one-sidedness, you're biased. Absolutely. You're not open to that, but you want me to be open to everything else, but not that. You're not open to that. And that trickles down to your children. So when we try to get them to understand a certain thing, you've taught them to be unbiased so much at home that now they're out here and they don't want to listen to any type of anything outside of the lines that you have drawn. So now they're entitled to that because at home you've put them in this one little lane that they can't go out of, and it's a, how you say, what's that word I'm looking for? It's a recurring circle. It just goes around and around and around.
Vicious cycle. That vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, and now that whole generation has to deal with that.
Yeah, generational curses.
How are we gonna fix what you broke to the point that it's unfixable? So they know that that's what they deserve, and they deserve that. They feel that way, and now here we are talking about entitlement, but it's all there. It's right there. Like you the same guy that we're arguing tooth and nail to, and that's where they're getting it from. So when I say the generation that I came with didn't do the same thing that the generation before me did for me, it's those kind of things. Like my grandmother and grandfather taught me faith.
Facts.
You know, people say, how can you believe that? Well, I've been blessed with a certain thing called faith. And I have faith in that, you know?
Yes.
So.
I totally understand that, man. Like I said, man, before, it just, it's our, I feel like, again, it's our fault. Because we didn't do a lot of explaining and sitting down and teaching them and stuff like that. We just gave. You know what I mean? You work now. I guess I don't know. It's not even like we make a lot of money nowadays. But when you give into your children, these guys looking like stars. Yeah. You know what I mean? We busting our tail, and like I said, we ain't even making that much money
compared to our generation.
Again,
we made the best of what we had. You know what I'm saying?
In retrospect, yes.
In this generation, they have.
Yes, they have.
They're not gonna clean a pair of shoes.
Nah,
you know what I mean? What you know about that toothbrush with the old soap in it?
Yeah. They have their hands open again though for another pair. I was just talking to a teacher or a person the other day, and it was like me and her was just we were talking, and I'm like, you ever see what the kids come with nowadays? They come with a care package. Yep. Nike Tech or Adidas suit, an Elite bag, some ill-fitted hat that nobody ain't got. That whole outfit is like $3,000. I'm about $1.5 maybe. You know,
you get $1,500 a day. That's $7,500 a week.
So you do the math.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You do the $30,000 worth of clothes.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of bread.
That's a job.
Early that they not working for. That's
a job.
That they not working for.
Just give me $150, man. I can go to New York. I can go all the way down to Lansing, man. Give me about 3 leases.
Early.
4 or 5 of them New York tees. The trucker hats. They put the New York on, whatever color I want. I come back home with $30 to go out.
Broadway facts. That's 100.
Save another 40. Go give me a pair of shell tops and a pair of Chucks. I'm good.
Good money. But like I said, these guys don't know nothing about it. Imagine, like I've never seen it yet. I haven't never seen a kid on punishment that come in with skips on. I have not seen a kid with skips. I don't even think they know what skips are. No, they don't.
You know what I mean? All joking aside,
they all come with care packages, man. They come with
and like I said before, how when we talking around, like when we talking, like they if they get in trouble, if they get thrown out of school, get suspended, bro, best believe if they come back to school, they got on fresh Timbs, fresh Yeezys. They got something brand spanking new. Or if you see them in the street, they got something new. And you be like, especially if you know them, and you'll be like, yo, didn't you just get in trouble? You just been suspended?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Didn't you just get suspended? Oh, yeah. Well, how did you get new Jordans? Oh, my mom's bought me these. Yep. Bro, how do you get paid for doing wrong?
Yeah, how you get paid for going to an alternative school?
Yeah. Yo, how, bro? He go to an alternative school.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And that's something, well, you know what? We got to get you some new clothes.
Yeah, some new clothes.
We gotta get you some new
new
outfits.
clothes where you can feel comfortable when you enter inside there.
So you can go scream, call everybody a MF, suck MD, kiss my black, you know?
Yeah.
They fucking up, son.
Nah, man. I like I said, man, these guys here, man, they just I don't think they have the common sense part. And the common sense to me leads into disrespect. And I feel again we didn't sit down and actually with our spouses or our significant others or any of their sorts and be like, yo, let's really sit down and talk about raising children and raising our children. And when you minus that out of life, this is what it borns. You feel what I'm saying? Right. This is what it borns. It borns lazy, entitled,
man.
Disrespectful children.
Schmuckosaurus.
And like I said, and for them, in their defense, it's our fault. So again, this platform.
You keep coddling that seat.
Nah, dogs, nah.
I'm not taking that.
I'm not
taking that.
But you have to because you're a part of the problem.
I ain't a part. Hey, man,
I'm a part of the problem.
Yeah, I told you.
Your son is fly.
Yeah.
Right now.
I'm not paying for anything anymore.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
you did, though.
But
you did.
Right now.
I did.
I know. So
right
that's
now.
what I'm saying. The platform is to bridge the gap and say what we did wrong for us to better them and start teaching them. That's why I said, because once we start putting the podcast out visually, you know what I mean, YouTube, and once they start hearing it, if they get it, if they like it, I don't know. But once they get it, maybe, 1 or 200 of them out the world are like, yo, they are talking about something, man. Like, we do need to, fix ourselves. Because, you know what I mean? Because this is the platform where we can teach them. Yeah. Like, don't be having your hands out for everything. Work hard. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be expecting everything to go your way. And then break down and things when they don't go your way.
Now, the thing is, what we're running into is, for instance, if my son was a straight A student.
Facts.
And you bring home straight A's, then everything that you need and want is on the table.
Yes.
I ain't got to worry about you getting in trouble in school or none of that. I don't have to worry about anything. But again, you don't feel entitled because you're working.
Exactly.
You're working on your books.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're working. It's like an individual 6'4" for nothing. Okay, you get out there on that court and you 6'4" for nothing. What about working and getting better so that you can reap the benefits of putting in the work? Not just reap the benefits. It's like somebody never practiced a day in his life. He never played. Coach put me in, and you expect to get 50 points. It's the weirdest thing. You expect to score in life without practicing.
That's why they shouldn't be so disrespectful with their mouth when a grown-up is talking, you know what I mean, trying to give us some sense to become common, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they gotta do what they gotta do, man. I'm not coddling, man.
I don't believe in coddling either.
I don't want to coddle these guys, man, because
never.
They're quick to call you an old head when you're trying to give them the sense.
Oh, facts.
Become common.
Yeah, you an old head.
You're an old head. But, we were around to experience things that you will never get to experience. You know what I'm saying? So, man, they got to change, man. And hopefully from this podcast, they can listen and learn.
Okay, so I just looked something up here, right?
Yeah.
And, of course, we can edit some of this in. Of course. That's what, when I say edit, it's time to edit. Okay, so I just looked something up here, right? And here's some signs, okay? And see if this applies to the little one that you're bringing up.
Yeah.
They think the rules don't apply to them.
Yes. Yep.
They're argumentative.
Very.
And argumentative, like, I ask you something, you want to know why you got to do it.
Yes, that's my daughter.
No, you got to do it.
That's no common sense.
Because I said
Because I said, exactly.
That's it.
Hence, I'm not your friend. I'm your father or your mother. Like,
they have an exaggerated sense of self-worth. Okay. I don't know about self-worth. I believe in self-worth. But you're not just going to get it because you're here. You're going to get it because I'm going to give it to you and you're going to work for it.
Yes.
Because I go to work. If I don't get shipments out, if I don't make sure the numbers is right, at some point, I'm going to get that call.
Yes, sir.
Chris, you can come on in about 7. I know you started 8, but we want you to come on in a little early tomorrow. You know, so you can fill out your paperwork. You'll be out of here by 7:45 with your last check. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's one of them. Let's see here. What else we got here?
Right now, I always got to go back to the point where I've paid for a young man's school, and I'm still holding his hand. At the end of the day, I'm still holding his hand to get a job, even where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? I had to hold his hand to go do all that, to get all that paperwork.
Same
so
here.
It's just like, yo, man, when will you get it? Now I'm being hard on you, and you think I'm being hard just cause. But I've told you numerous times.
Well, you made it. You made it out of a similar situation with no help.
None.
That's why you feel like you're doing an extra mile, but not to oppose what you're saying is the situation that you were in or felt like you was in, you made it out. You strapped your boots up and got it done.
That's a fact.
You want him to have the same thing. But for some reason, because his whole life, you done did it for him.
Yeah, my point.
Now,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
don't even want to hear that, but you did it. You did it before, now you can't do it.
That's what I'm saying. It's our fault, bro.
No, because at some point, we didn't teach him when it's time to grow up.
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
That.
But that's what
what
I've been saying since we started. Like it's our fault.
Yeah, like, okay, so I know I did it for you the whole time. I did it for you for 13 years. Boom. Okay, so now you're 14. Get your working papers. I'm going to get you doing it from work.
Yep.
You're going to go in there. You're going to fold some clothes. We'll pick you up, and you're going to be good to go. But if I continue to do it for you and not teach you that you need to do it, then you're going to expect me to do it because I've been doing it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's true.
And that's most of this generation.
I don't know the man I would be if my grandmother was still here cooking me salmon croquettes over rice. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, she spoiled the heck out of me. So by the time I was 21, I didn't even know how to wash clothes properly. I still take my clothes to the Mexicanos and Miso Chris and weigh my joints and I walk out with them done. So there's certain things like,
there ain't nothing I like to do.
yeah. But you understand where I'm coming from. It's like, if you did it for him this whole time, it's going to be hard to cut the cord.
That's a fact.
That's where the problem is. It's cutting the cord. We can't cut the cord.
Like I'll say this as well.
Yeah, you got to sometimes, man. When they get older like that.
And that's another point here. It says they feel as though they deserve special treatment.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. Like they always got their hands out for doing half-ass stuff. I'm not about no rewarding you doing some half-tail stuff in my house. Especially when I do everything for you times 10. Yo, I don't want to hear when I ask you to do. If I ask you to do the dishes, you got a dishwasher right there. We never had no dishwasher. A dishwasher, like
that
dishwasher.
Is a solid. That's a
dishwasher.
That's a solid point.
You feel me?
They don't even know what a dish rag is.
And if you miss your time to do dishes, you get the piss slapped out the back of your noggin.
And you get to do dishes twice.
You're gonna do the dishes now, and then you're gonna go down there with Big Ben in the nighttime.
That's a fact.
And you're gonna go wait for the trap to hit them and hear the squeak. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we was down.
He said Big Ben.
Yo, bro, we used to go at that rap with banana buzzers and stuff back in the day.
But we called them Spike.
Y'all had one big rat?
Nah, dude, we had a lot of them.
Okay.
In the crib, man, we couldn't even. We had bunk beds. We had to jump on the top of the joint.
Yeah,
and bang, bang.
And the thing is this, man. My kids, your kids, never had to see rats and roaches crawling in the back of the.
That's a fact.
In the back of the.
Never.
The wallpaper. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what?
From the drive to the driveway.
From the drive to the driveway.
And again, in your cereal still got
my grandmother kept an immaculate home, but
Roaches in the cereal.
Every now and then we get a field mouse.
Yep.
And I remember my aunt moved up from down south. She brought the roaches, but my father and grandfather blamed it on the Hispanics across town that brought them. You know, I said this before, and they was dead serious. My grandfather Bishop, I could understand my father. My father is a hustler saying it because they didn't get along back then. But my grandfather was a bishop, and he swore that the Puerto Ricans brought the roaches. And I don't know if he got it from a TV show.
That is bugged out.
What? But it was serious, and we laugh about it now. Like I laugh about it all the time, but it was serious. Like they was serious. Like roaches, these Puerto Ricans. But I don't have any problem with them. I actually love Puerto Rican women. Anybody listening?
Yeah, man. Love our brown brothers and sisters.
But yeah, right? we would have to tie everything up. To this day, I keep everything and don't need to. I keep everything in bins, man. I was on the phone talking about, I had to sort through the bins. They was like, bins.
You're afraid roaches going
hey, listen, you never know what's going to happen, man. You never know what's going to happen, man.
Yeah, facts. You ever be at school, man, the most embarrassing grab a roach falling out your bag or something?
No, I never
seen that before the other day.
I never had that, but when we had them, when we finally got rid of them, I was going to 10th grade. And this is relevant. Mm-hmm. I went to school smelling like the bombs that we had bombed the house with.
Oh, roaches.
No, the bombs, the roach spray, because you had to get out of the house and close the windows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to school smelling like the bombs, like
man, damn,
like the bombs.
It had a stench.
It was in all my clothes.
The bombs, roaches had a
they had a distinctive. That's the feces from the roach.
Yeah, that stinks. Like a barrel of Get Back.
But the thing is like you didn't have to go through that. Like I had to go to school with that smell. I had to go to school with that smell on me, like the smell of the roach bomb.
Yeah, babe.
You know what I mean?
They don't know nothing about nothing.
I had a conversation with a grown woman. Sometimes I say misfit, but we had a little Mickey in the apartment. Because I live in the hood, so you'll get one here and there. And I guess he ran across the floor on her or something. Little tiny thing or something. And she said, "I'd never seen one of those before." I said, "What? Hold on, who are you talking to?" No, seriously, you might have to cut this out, but I'm like, who are you talking to? Like, you ain't never seen a mouse in the house before in your life?
That's bugged out.
Okay. All right, nothing. I ain't never seen nothing. I'm like, okay, so now you're a liar. But the thing is, like, we put the children in situations where now, we're in better housing, we're in better situations, and they don't even understand what you went through
to get
that, and what hardened you to get to where you are.
Hey, man, I worked on a 747 full of shit. Yeah, I be telling people that story too.
What?
Tell them all
what is a 747 airplane?
Literally, I was up to my toes and head and shit.
Well, I don't understand. What are you saying?
You gotta speak English, man.
I know that, but so you're telling me you were on a plane? Yo, you were on a plane.
I had to go up to Stewart Airport. I had to get Christmas. I had no money, man. So what I did was, my cousin TJ.
Gotta do what you got to do.
He came to me. We got a job. We can get a job and make like almost $200 in one day. I was like, in cash? I said, all right, boom. He didn't tell me what it was.
Were they flying horses or something?
Yeah.
Arabian
horses.
Oh, so you was just shoveling horse feces.
Man, it was dump.
I'm trying to feel.
Everywhere, man. It was dumped in the crevices of everything, man. Arabian horses. I was covered. New Tim's covered, man.
In actual feces, horse,
everything.
Yeah. Well, it's not that bad because all they eat is grass.
Yeah, but it's still like pure, unadulterated fecal matter, man.
Yeah,
that's disgusting.
Did you have a? Did you?
That is disgusting.
But I'm saying, did you wear a mask?
We had a hazmat suit on.
Oh, because you were good. 200 Christmas.
Yeah, but say again.
You had to do it.
Yeah,
they don't know anything about what it took.
Yeah, man. Like, man, I think I've been through hell and back.
The moral of that story is you got it done. And
Word,
all they did was expect to come downstairs and see something.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? That's part of it. And again,
I'm fine with that.
they think they know better.
But they don't.
Mm-hmm. But see, and I also want to talk too, you know, and we talking about these older guys, 20-year-old, 18, 19, 20, 21 to 25.
Yeah.
They're very lazy.
Very much so.
They want all the, that's a form of entitlement. Like nowadays, like out in the mall, Woodbury, to be exact, like it's a lot from what I hear, it's a lot of places out there that's giving like sign-on bonuses because they need people so bad. Like these kids is really literally going out there interviewing and asking like, you know, because for us in-house, they're literally asking like, all right, so what is my sign-on bonus? You didn't lift not one thing yet. You didn't do anything yet, and that's the entitlement too. And then, but peep it, when you do take care of them and get them a job, they still don't want to work.
No, they don't want to work.
They still, in the place I worked, going on 8 years ago, I resigned. Major luxury company. I had hired, a couple of my people, but that to me that was one of the worst things you can do, because that's when it started. They did not want to work for absolutely nothing, man. I'm the boss. I'm asking them could they do A, B, C, and D. They looking at me like, dang, I got to do all of that. Yeah, homie, you got to do all that. You want to get paid? Do you want to get paid? Because I helped you get out of, a situation
that you was in.
And I took care of you. You know what I'm saying?
But example, not to cut you off, young Corey, the example would be, you got me a job over there.
Yeah, you would think.
Working on the weekends. No, you got me a job.
Oh, yeah.
Literally got me a job working with you on the weekends.
Facts.
What did you do when you came in Monday? I'll remind you, you called me up. Say, yo, cuz, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yo, the whole wall is done.
Yep.
I didn't need no extra help.
None at all.
So dude put me in position to work on the weekends, right? So what, I'm going to go in there and screw off?
But that's what these dudes do.
Nah, you go in there, you do your job, you go home. I asked for the position. I needed more money.
I'll tell you right now, if Lamech would have told him to do it, they would have done it and done it with purity.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know why.
Cleanliness is godliness, man.
I don't know why. I wish I could explain it for those guys, but I don't know why. And to be honest, I don't think it's my job to try to figure it out for a grown man.
But that's what I'm saying. How
they weren't doing it for you.
You know what I'm saying? But still, man, like I always try to be one of them people that help out, especially like these young boys, and not, especially the ones that's growing up in the hood now too. They really need a job. But all of them, man. I'll just be honest. My wife always looking for somebody, and I just helped her out like a month ago. One of these kids I met at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Good kid. I see the work ethic at the gym. His work ethic is good. But now I'm hearing she's telling me like the dude is he's just lazy.
He schmucks off.
He lazy. He already called out numerous amount of days already. Only worked there like 2 weeks already, or not. I'm close to a month. And he called. My wife says I think he been there for 1 week. That's it.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Same way that since it was so easy for him to get, it should be so easy.
That's the problem. That's the problem. It's like,
but that's not to cut you off, but that's the actual hard part. Because now you against corporate America. Yeah. So it's now it's certain process. Yes, it's a process that you got to do to get rid of them.
You did everything to get them in.
Yeah.
And now you can't even get them out. Because they put on
corporate squatters of what I call them.
They put on a fake shield when they get in.
Facts.
You know.
I'm gonna sell this. Sell water to a well. I call them corporate squatters, man.
Not on my watch. I just can't.
I would never do it again, man. Like I said it before, but she
she was asking me, and I'm like, yo, I got a great, and I seen him work hard. But I said, you know what? I'm never doing it again.
Can't do it.
This was the last straw, man. Unless Jesus sent me a sign for a kid, you know what I mean? First, I'm gonna spread the gospel and the good news of Jesus Christ, and then I'll help him out if it's for me to help him out. But I'm all joking aside. I don't really want to send them more headaches and helping them out making money, man. And plus nowadays they make more money than what we used to make. And still, you know what I mean?
They expect a little more, you know, and I don't know that it's a bad thing to expect more for your services, because when you get involved in a job, they're going to get everything out of you.
Yes.
So when they go in, and I'm not siding with them, I'm just saying that if they go in and they could tell somebody, listen, it's part-time, I'm going to need 24. If that person give them 24, I know they're not worth that 24. But if they get that 24, all they got to do now is do the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like $48,000 a year. All you got to do now is do the job, man.
That's all you have to do.
That's all you got to do is the job.
Bro, but listen, they don't do it, man.
And I try to instill it, you know, in people all the time. You work 8 to 5. You're getting paid for 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Guess what happens at 5 o'clock? Dude asked me, how can you work with, like the last job I was at, with these chicks that were all off the wall. How can you work there, man? They all crazy. I said, because at 5 o'clock, I get to go home. And guess what? I don't have to think about the job until I get up and get ready to go to it again. Right. That's it. Yeah. And when I come in, there's enough work to keep me occupied.
Yes.
It's only when there's no work that you got to deal with the nonsense.
That's it.
But does the generation know and understand what it takes to keep a job and maintain a job?
No, they don't.
You know, if you're going to be of the working force, that's the working force. And I don't know the numbers on what the working force is.
But I would say this. I think most of these kids nowadays, when they get jobs, it's only for what they can get out of the job. You know what I'm saying? Which is, like I said, I can't hate on them from doing so.
Nah, because we did it.
You know what I mean? But or anybody, you working to get paid.
That's right.
I mean, I understand it, but like Big said, you have to actually work. You actually got to do the actual work or whatever the details they ask of you. When you first signed that little contract or that letter of intent, when you went in there and you got your resume, you have to go to an interview. This is what if they ask you, this is what we need from you. Why is all good once you get hired, you work maybe a day or two, then you expecting them to give you days off, like days off where is a blackout, especially when it comes to high-end retail or retail in general. You want this day off, next thing you know, you start calling out, being a brat, you know what I mean? Well, I did this, and then you just so much, man, with this generation. And that's why I had to make this platform, because they don't know what we had to go through, our generation.
I hope they all, when they see this podcast, I hope they have something to say in dialogue.
But that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Chime in. If you got something to say, youngsters, young ballers, young shot callers, chime in.
Chime in always. Leave the comments at the bottom, man.
Yeah, man. You can call me an old bald head like I was told today by maybe a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. Call me what you want, old head or whatever, but I got the truth and the experience.
You know what I'm saying?
My work. Now you do yours. Let's see it. Let's see if you can survive. Let's see if you can survive gunshots, rats, roaches, and needles. Looking at people on the street with needles in their arms. Crackheads. You see drug dealers cook crack and watching porn with crackheads. Let's see if you can survive that kind of lifestyle.
That'll hurt. That'll hurt their mental, their psyche.
Yeah, the psyche will be way off. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to deal with. And the thing is, that's where we're so hardened by everything that we had to do.
Yes, sir.
That I don't have compassion for you when everything is right in front of you.
You don't have.
Listen, bro. You don't even have to walk. Nope. I had to walk from Liberty Street. Now I had a job. Now God bless me, I had a job. This is 83. I walked from Liberty Street all the way to the top of Broadway where AutoZone was, 7 o'clock in the morning to make it to work. so that I can get that little $6. I can get that little $180 a week, so that I can get fresh for school. So I was one of the ones that was blessed to get a job, with my working papers at 14 and 15. But you're in a better position to make even better, to do even better. That's why
even if you're laying in your bed with that $1,000 device.
Exactly. That's why it's frustrating to me. Like, you don't want to work to get it. You just want it.
You just want to put your hands out. But that's what I'm saying, man. Is the words. And reason why this podcast came to fruition is because I have a job where I work at. I deal with a whole bunch of different youngsters, and then when I come home, I deal with mine, and I'm just seeing around the board like everybody does the same stuff, bro. And that's why I said it's important for this platform, because not only their generation is doing the same stuff, our generation is doing the same stuff, and that's why they coming out the way they are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like we need somewhere where we can, again, try to correct the wrongdoing from our part. Stop giving them everything, make them earn everything. You know what I'm saying? Correct them when they wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. The reason why I think we are the way, why parents are the way they are too, or why we are the way we are now, is because we don't want no stress upon us. Be going on. So that's why that's my thing too. Like, it's easy to take from them though. So take from them. That's what I'm saying. Because what God giveth, God taketh. Absolutely. If I worked hard every week for my money, overtime, whatever I'm doing to work hard to get my money, whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, whatever you're doing.
I don't get nowhere half of my money that I'm giving to them. They get 90% of the check. I don't see nothing.
I think this generation's ambition is
diminished.
Is tainted.
It is.
It is. My ambition was, I got to do what I got to do to get it done, so that I can be who I want to be.
Yes. You want the easy way out.
The ambition nowadays is the easy way out.
You want to be a rapper.
You don't want to go through the front door.
Nah, they don't.
You don't want to go through. You don't want to go through the front door and deal with what you got to deal with in the front door. You want to find your way to the side door.
Yes.
So that you don't have to deal with everything from that front door. 100. So I think that's an issue. Ambition. I know I have it. I'm still ambitious.
Yeah, 44 years old, so am I. I'm still thinking about making a hoodie line.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a hoodie line, not a hoodie line, a hood line. We might want to edit that part.
You're gonna sell hoodies?
Just the hood part with ill patches.
So you're just gonna sell the hood?
Just the hood.
Not the
buttons,
like
zippers, all that different ones.
Just the hood though.
Just the hood. I guarantee it'll be something.
Just the hood.
Just the hood, and it'll have. It can take the place of a Scully.
Yeah, I guess. Hey.
Yes, sir.
I think you might want to cut that out because somebody will steal that idea. Because the weirdest idea you come up with is the one.
That's why I said
is the one that gets you a house with a room. You can't. You see a room today, you ain't seen in a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those are the ideas that get you. Like, I'm sitting here looking at you like you ain't got two brains. You know what I mean? But that's what makes me believe that it's possible.
Yes,
because those are the ones, like the people that make stuff that I'm like, how the little, remember the twirly thing about 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
The twirly thing.
Yes.
The thing you put in your hand and you twirl it around.
Yeah.
And you walk around the street and you're twirling in your hand.
Yeah, those things.
They sold 18 million of them.
More than that.
How many of them hoodies you can get the ones with the band on the bottom? Yeah, just keep doing it. You're gonna have to cut all this out because that right there, my friend, is something you better work on because I know I'm funny because I'm a funny son of a gun and I love the motorboat. But I'm telling you, that's something you wanna try to hone in on that, man, because there'll be no Scullys.
I'll change the game.
And I don't need to have a whole hooded jacket on to have on a hood.
Absolutely, and it's fashionable. I've got It's like the Gators. It's like
the worst that can happen is the 20 or 30,000 you put in it. You lose every time. That's the worst that could happen.
But I don't think
And that's not that big a deal when you're trying to make some bread.
Absolutely.
Because you never know where it might pop off. Yeah. What if they buy them all in Russia?
I know they would.
Let's say you get 1,000 of them. Mm-hmm. I'm being serious.
I'm being serious.
And somebody in Russia see them and want every single one you got.
I've already got patches ready to. I'm ready to press the button on my.
Just a hood.
Nah, yeah.
Ain't nobody ever thought of that before.
No, just a hood with patches.
Okay, we over an hour. You can stop recording.
Pull that off. Oh, it's raining.
Okay.
We gonna cut all this out anyway.
Yeah, so.
Nah, for sure. All right. Well, listen, man.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and wrap us up?
Yes, sir. It was a pleasure with you guys.
Always, all I'll say is get ready for much more. We have a lot in store for us.
Keep Jesus first in everything you do. You'll win, I promise.
You better believe it. Just bear with us. First episode.
We're new.
I hope you like it. We just over here vibing, trying to better the world, man. That's what I'll say. Help better the world.
Yeah, man.
Through the strength of Jesus Christ and the education that we have, that we come across. To make kids, I wouldn't say make them better, but make them more aware of and make them have, or you can't teach common sense, but hopefully they can gather some type of common sense where they can fix themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you don't have to call us old heads all the time.
Let's fix ourselves so they can listen and maybe they can get some stuff off here where they can fix themselves as well.
Yeah, man. You don't have to call us old heads, and we don't got to call you millennials.
This is what I used to tell guys that used to come on a job with me.
Yes, sir.
And I'll end mine.
Copy that.
I'll give you 10 steps for how we get things done here. Those 10 steps, all 10 have to be done.
Absolutely.
Now, if I start at 1 and get to 10, I'm getting all 10 steps done. If you start at 6 and work your way all the way back down through to 5, you still get those 10 steps done. So whatever process is going to take you to get the 10 steps done, do that. I said that to say, whatever I'm telling you that I've been through, how I did it, how I made it work for me, do what works for you, but understand that it's going to have to take some work. That's all.
Keep God first.
I want to thank you for having me, man. Heaven smile upon you.
Hey, man. Come back for the next one. That's what I'll say. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome invited. Everybody's invited. So come back through. We're gonna keep God first in everything we do on this podcast. So don't feel offended about us speaking about Jesus Christ, because that's what we rep every day, all day. Because if it wasn't for Him, we'll be nothing. With Him, we're everything. So we signing off. Again, any comments, please comment below. Let us know what you want to talk about. If we said something, we want to hear it all. Let's put it that way. But on that note, God bless everybody. May Jesus continue to bless you, your family, and everybody in this world, man. I'll say you didn't have to be, you were here with us, but and we appreciate it. Let's put it that way. All right, so we're out, man. Love y'all. Peace. Signing off.